Well, the inventor of the gun-free zone, who made a career in anti-gun policies, just had his son indicted on federal gun charges. Now, for more on this, let's bring in New Jersey Congressman and member of the House Judiciary Committee, Jeff Van Drew. Congressman, honor to have you on. I understand, obviously, you're on the Judiciary Committee. You're going to have Merrick Garland in front of you next week. And one of the questions that I'm hoping to hear him try to answer, at least, or at least obfuscate from, is how the heck did this not get charged earlier?
Well, he is going to try to obfuscate, and we are going to have to press hard to get the truth about not only him individually, but the Department of Justice and what they've been involved in, what he's been involved in as Attorney General. He's obviously getting directions from the White House, but he won't admit it, and of course, the Biden administration won't admit it. But there are a lot of problems. There's a lot that's wrong. There's a lot to dig deeply into.
Right. Well, but Congressman, in this whole hoopla, you've got a mess of things going on here. Like your colleague Congressman Comer said earlier on a report, which is this is like the bottom of the barrel of the charges. What else are you going to be asking the Attorney General next week?
Well, we want to know what the Attorney General, what his involvement is exactly when some of the misdeeds that the Department of Justice and the FBI have been involved in. Don't think that these folks aren't working together on everything from censorship to making sure that things turn out the way they want. The Hunter Biden issue is just that alone. I mean, how does it when a judge who, thank God, was an honest broker, when they were going to have this plea deal, essentially she says that she's never seen anything like this before. Not only are you going to be okay with the current charges, but anything else that we might find out about in the future. I think in the history of law in the United States of America, we haven't seen things like that. Who instructed him? And we know somebody did. Thank God he did not end up being a Supreme Court justice. Yeah. There's corruption there, and we're going to go into it step by step.
Yeah, we really dodged a bullet with that one, actually. So through all this, let's say you find, some sort of collusion with the White House to the prosecution line to the appointment of the special counsel, who apparently shouldn't be a special counsel. What are your next steps?
And by the way, that's a good point. This special counsel, what a ridiculous idea. It is clear that the intent here is when you create a special counsel that it's somebody that's not involved with government and certainly not involved with the situation. You know what? Just to digress for a second, imagine how bad the stuff is that, Biden Jr. really has done, that Hunter Biden has done, when you look at and see that they're even willing to do this now because they just want to get it through and over with. And I think there's a lot more to find out about. So, we've got to, like I keep saying, but I mean it, we've got to push hard. Merrick Garland has been involved in everything that's gone on, and this Department of Justice was willing to make that plea deal, special favors for the president, and that's the problem here. Sure. Look, Hunter Biden is Hunter Biden. I'm not going to worry about that, but the real issue is the special favor and what was done for him. The real issue is how the administration was involved. The real issue is how, Hunter Biden wasn't doing all these things by himself with foreign countries, that the president was involved. It is so clear from what we have already, and that's why we need to go through this impeachment inquiry to find out even more.
Right. Yeah, no, it's becoming increasingly clear that it was actually Joe Biden's business and Hunter was just the front man for it. But Congressman, take a look at this. Handwritten notes from the IRS whistleblower Gary Shapley supporting his claims that the U.S. Attorney David Weiss felt he did not have the authority over the case. Literally writing, Weiss stated he is not the deciding person. This contradicts everything that they said publicly. Can we get some answers on that?
Absolutely. I mean, David Weiss said that, in one hand he says, oh, I don't have the authority, there's nothing I can do, don't look here, I know nothing, like from an old TV show when the general used to say, I know nothing, I know nothing. Well, he doesn't know nothing except he, before that, said he knew everything and could do what he wanted to make sure that everything was right, and then came up with this plea deal. There was interference. That he's not a straight broker, and we definitely have to dig into this, and we will. I mean, we're going to have pre-meetings, we're going to determine who's going to ask what questions. It's going to be long. Absolutely. It's going to go on for hours, and you're going to see some cracks in the armor.
I sure hope so. Congressman Van Drew, keep up the good work, sir. All right.
We're going to keep fighting. We want our America back home.
Yes, sir.